On this episode of Michigan Fishing Nation TV.
Jeremy and I headed out to Port Huron, the easternmost part of Michigan's Lower Peninsula, in search of some early fall walleye jigging action. Although other anglers were using other methods to catch walleye, including pulling crawler harnesses and whipping, we had a feeling that a 1-ounce round ball jig and one of our hog jaw soft plastic worms would do the trick, and it turned out to be a successful day of fishing for all. Fall is one of our favorite times to get out there and fish for some nice sized walleye, as they are just now starting to put on their food bags before winter. For those of you who haven't tried jigging, we will cover some of the basics in this episode so that you can maximize your walleye fishing experience.
It's gonna point it right at your face.
Alright. So you can see the anguish on it.
First things first, you're going to want to use a rod with a strong backbone and a sensitive enough tip so you can feel those light walleye bites when they hit your jig on the upward or downward motion during jigging. Use 10 to 15 pound braided line connected to a 12 to 16 inch fluorocarbon leader using a tiny barrel swivel to eliminate line twist.
Let's try it.
Look at the walleye he has.
A fellow angler right next to us pulled out a nice fall walleye just shy of 30 inches. When choosing a color for your jigging setup, keep an eye on water clarity. We typically use natural colors when visibility is good and switch to the brighter, more neon colors when visibility is low.
Big guy here and
That guy by himself out there, the one you're talking about.
Pulling some fish.
Dude, it was nice. That's the biggest one I've seen out of this area. Besides.
See that bronze?
It's a walleye, dude. It's a walleye.
Although many anglers don't use a net while walleye jigging, I've lost one too many using the flipping method. And just like that, our first nice sized walleye of the day was headed straight into the live well. We had to sort through quite a bit of sheephead to get to them.
See, I could, like a diet, I could do that.
Yeah.
Just eat pork rinds all day.
You know what? You take those pork rinds and you crush them up.
Yeah.
You can bread pork chops with them, like breading, and it's no carbs. I wonder if you could bread fish with it.
I was just about to say fish.
Never tried that, but I might try that. People do it with crackers.
Right, I heard that's good. Ritz crackers.
Yep.
Is it? Have you tried it?
Yeah, I've done it before.
Pretty tasty.
All right. 2 fish on this trip.
Sounds good. But it just.
Dude, that guy is
Oh yeah, baby. Almost took the rod out of my hand. Here, sheepy, sheepy.
Did I mention already that we had to weed through a lot of sheephead?
All yours.
Freshwater drum, also known as sheep's head, aren't the prettiest to fish, but sure are fun to catch.
I mean, it's only 8-pound fluoro, but
just like broke right at the net. You got fish on it? Yeah,
it'll be good.
just pulled up on it, gone. Yeah.
Once we've completed our drift down the river, we head right back to where we started the drift, making sure to mark a waypoint at each spot where we landed a fish. And just minutes into our next drift, Jeremy was hooked up again.
It's got some weight to it.
Looks like a walleye to me, man. You want me to take it over here?
We struck up conversation with some fellow anglers pulling crawler harnesses who had been as successful as everyone else out that day.
Well, that's what I've been waiting for to go long lining.
I don't know if you're hearing right yet, but
He's from Lexington, Port Sanilac area. Yeah, baby. Fish on. Feels nice.
What do you think, sheephead or walleye? Yep, another nice sized walleye, perfect for eating. I could barely get this fish in the live well before Jeremy was hooked up again.
Maybe worm isn't a good idea.
When walleye jigging, you need to make sure that there's no slack in your line, which in short means controlling the lowering of your jig when bouncing it off the bottom.
I feel like I pulled the hook out of it.
And I should probably add that proper hook set is important as well.
Dude, look at that boat right in front of him. That's who he's honking at. That's what I heard too, man. There's been a couple close calls for me. I'm just not paying attention. Oh, bet that felt good. Oh, yeah. Just hammered it. I am so sick of these stupid things, man. Oh yeah.
Walleye jigging is essentially a flick of the wrist and a controlled lowering to the bottom of the water column. That's the easy part. The hard part is making sure your line is as vertical as possible with changing wind and river conditions. A good rule of thumb is to face the bow of your boat into the wind, drop your line into the water, and follow it while jigging as you flow down the river using the trolling motor to turn or thrust in the direction necessary to stay vertical. It can be challenging the first few times, but you'll get the hang of it.
Are you on? Yeah. Nice job, man. Cool.
And there you have it, another beautiful early fall walleye.
Woo! Dude, it could be a muskie or sturgeon. Or the sheephead from hell. Dude, yeah, I don't know if that's a sheephead, man.
Spoiler alert, I was wrong. Again, in this particular spot in this time of year, it can be a bit frustrating with all the sheep's head you have to weed through to get to the nice sized walleye.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, some action is better than no action.
Is it really? Dang it, man. I was like super excited. Master angler, sheephead size. Dude, that is big, man. Yeah.
And back into the river it goes.
Oh. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Oh, got it. Woohoo! Nice, man. It's another good eater. Oh. All right, man, it's gonna turn on. We got our limit of sheephead.
And with the sun slowly setting, things were about to heat up. Well, for some of us, that is.
Fish? Bottom?
I don't know what it is, because now it's coming up. I don't know what the heck I got, but it's coming up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What is it?
Size of this thing. Alright.
He's on right.
Oh, I'm on. There you go.
And it's a walleye. I was like, man, what is the deal? Are you freaking kidding me right now?
I'll tell you this, catching fish I can do. Guessing what kind it is? Not so much.
Silver to be.
Look at this little baby. Master angler?
Port Huron isn't just a popular spot for fishing, but for the scenery as well. Also called the Gateway to Canada, Port Huron is known for the Blue Water Bridge that connects Michigan to Point Edward in the province of Ontario, Canada. Another direct hit. As it gets darker, we switch to glow jigs in preparedness for the night bite. But we had caught plenty of walleye for the day, and it was time to head home to prepare the fish for the dinner table. Jeremy adds his last catch of the day into the live well, and off we go.
Until next time, thanks for watching MFN TV Tight Lines.